Hello guys, welcome to Online Web Tutor presented by Prophetic Solutions team. I am Sanjay. In this video session guys, we are going to discuss about WordPress custom login page using AJAX. Okay, and also guys, if you are a beginner to this channel, then please don't forget to subscribe and keep watching our previous video sessions of various types of WordPress customizations. So in our last videos guys, actually this is the topic that we have seen already. If you go to our YouTube channel, under the playlist called Complete WordPress Development, if you will click on this playlist, then you will get the video called Step by Step to Create WordPress Custom Login Page. So this is the video that actually we had made, but actually guys, I will tell you that this video has some flaws. What was flaws? That basically after creating your login page, actually if you are going to access your administrator panel, then it automatically logged you to your WordPress setup. Okay, so how can we overcome these flaws to our this tutorial? Okay, so basically by the help of this custom login page, by using AJAX, we can actually overcome these flaws from these videos. Actually I got many comments from users that actually we are automatically logged out from administrator panel. So how can we resolve those errors? So basically, what are the steps that we have to follow to make a custom login page in WordPress? So basically, if you are guys started this is your first video, then I strongly suggest you to watch the previous video sessions to make the clear vision about WordPress customizations. Okay, so what are the steps that we have to follow? First, we need to make a custom login page template inside our activated theme. Okay, assign to this created template to our WordPress page. Okay, so let's go to editor. This is the WordPress setup actually we are working on. Okay, and this is our activated current theme, that is 2017. Just I'm clicking on that, and let's a file called new, and this is a file called, let's say that login.php. okay, this is the custom template that we have made, and let's say that template name. So just remove all these things, and this is the thing that we have included. Okay, here is the template name. This is the very basic syntax that you need to write to define your custom template page in WordPress. Okay, template name as the keyword, and this is my page name. Okay, and getter function included to include the header of WordPress. Okay, so and also we need to include, let's say that PHP and get footer function as well. Okay, so this is the function that we have included. Now in this file we need to make a form, means custom form, to take the credentials of user like login, username and the password. By the help of those credentials, actually we can authenticate or validate that user in our WordPress setup. Okay, so this is the template that we have defined. So go to WordPress setup. So this is the WordPress setup. Click on pages. Just I'm going to create a WordPress page. Let's say that login. Okay, just scroll down. Under the template section, you can find that default, means custom WordPress login, that actually we are getting. Why we are getting? Because custom WordPress login we have defined, or actually we had given right here. Okay, so this is the name. So just we need to select, because this is the custom template. Just I'm clicking on publish. After clicking on publish, if you click on this link, so this is the page. Actually it has included the header section and the footer section as well. So the next thing that we need to do is that our template is right now empty. Okay, so how can we make a HTML form inside this template? So just go to editor. This is our HTML page, or you can say this is our template page. Okay, so within these spaces, let's say a HTML form. Okay, this is the HTML form. If we save this file, refresh this page, so this takes the username, password and a remember me checkbox box, and this is the login button. Okay, so basically if we make something like that, just get rid of that. Let's say in div, within divs, let's say that style, and let's say width equal to 70% only. Just I'm pasting it here. Okay, or you can define your custom CSS to make this form as attractive as you can. Okay, so just I'm copying again and get rid of all these things. Okay, I'm not going to apply any of the CSS to this form. So if we save this file, this is the browser and this is the form that we have made. Okay, so basically what actually we are going to do, we are going to take the credentials of username and the password from this form. Okay, we need to validate these credentials to our WordPress setup. Okay, and after validating these things, we need to log into the user to this website. Okay, So basically what we have done so far, if you go to our editor, so first custom login page template has been made, assigned successfully, and also we have made the custom login HTML form. Okay, now the next thing is that we need to submit the form via AJAX and check user validation. Okay, so just go to editor, let's declare, let's call a script and closing a script tag. Okay, and also let's include a jQuery CDN link to use jQuery syntaxes. Okay, this is the CDN link guys that I have used, okay, of CDN link of jQuery.mean.js. If you are not going to use this CDN link, then you can download this file from this link and you can place under this repository, okay, and give as the link as the locally. Okay, and this is much more useful to give the links locally, because if you're using any of the CDN link of live, then you need to connect your system with internet connection. Okay, so let's say that we have connected successfully, and jQuery, let's say function. Okay, within this function, within this script code, we need to make an AJAX request to the server by using this form, where we had defined a form with the ID called WP login form. Method should be post type. We have taken three different fields of username, password, and remember me as a checkbox. Username has input type text, name equal to user login, class is text, and value should be null for that time. Okay, and another is that input type password, name should be user pass, class text, and value should be null. Okay, means empty. And also we have a third field called input type checkbox. Okay, and the checkbox value has called remember me. Okay, and this is the text that we have written for this checkbox. And we have a simple button called input type submit, of submit button, and this is the value called login. So successfully, by the help of this simple HTML form, actually this is the form that we are getting. Okay, so now what we have to do, we have to submit this form by the help of AJAX to the server. So let's say that just copy the ID of this login button, just I'm copying that, and let's say that jQuery, and if this button should be clicked, so this is an ID, so this is, and now on click. Okay, when this button should be clicked, then we need to fire an anonymous function which actually runs our AJAX request. Okay, so now let's say that just we need to collect the form data. We need to collect the form data on clicking on this button. So let's copy the ID of form. Just we need to copy the form ID, and let's say that where form data equal to, this is the ID of the form. So let's say that this is an ID dot serialize is the method. Okay, this actually serialize method takes all the form data, okay, and convert into a query string, okay, by separated with ampersand. Okay, now we need to add some of the extra parameters with the form data to make our AJAX request, and those parameters called action, and action should be, let's say, custom login. Okay, what actually, now this is the name you can provide as your custom name. Okay, and the next parameter that you can say, that is param. Okay, this is also a user defined variable you can give as your own. Okay, so this is a param, let's say that custom login. Okay, so custom login is again, so let's say that login test. Okay, so these are the parameters actually we are sending with the serialized data. Okay, these are not the parameters guys you can define actually by your own. Okay, so now this action parameters is so much important, so you should give the key as it is action. Okay, it may be different, but it should have the same value as action. Okay, so now let's say that jQuery dot AJAX. Okay, and by the help of AJAX, let's say URL. Okay, we need to pass data, we need to pass, okay, and an anonymous function called success, which actually takes the response from the server. Okay, and the one parameter is also, let's say, type. Okay, and type should be post. Okay, and URL, what should be the value of URL? So let's declare another variable within this script, let's say where admin AJAX or AJAX URL, let's say AJAX URL, and this contains a value of, let's say, PHP tag echo admin URL. Within this admin URL, actually we want URL of admin AJAX .php. Okay, so just copy this variable, let's get rid of one extra a, just copy this variable and paste inside this URL. Okay, so what should be the value of data? This is the data we are sending. Just copy from data and replace with this double quotes. Okay, so successfully we have said about this AJAX request. This is the URL section, this is the data we are sending, and type should be post. Okay, now we are going to access response from the server. Okay, so let's say that for now, let's say console.log, and this is the response we are getting from the server. Okay, so just open up functions.php file, just scroll down. At the bottom section we are going to handle this AJAX request. Okay, so let's say that add action. Okay, so basically to handle AJAX request, this is the action name that is going to be very important for us. Okay, keys should be same but values should be different. Okay, so just I'm going to copy this custom login. To define AJAX request in WordPress, let's say that WP AJAX. This is the syntax, or you can say prefix, we need to include with the action name. Okay, and the action name is custom login. This is the action name we need to provide. Okay, so the basic syntax actually WordPress what provides, that is WP AJAX, and this is the action name. Okay, and this is the action name that we have given. Okay, and the second, the callback function, it actually calls. Okay, so let's say that handle custom login. Okay, so just copying this function name, and let's going to define this function. Let's say that function, and this is the function that we have defined. Okay, so for now let's say that print r, what actually we are getting all the request variables going to print, and let's say wp die. Okay, so if we save this file, go to browser, just refresh this page once more, just click on inspect, go to network section, and I'm going to click on the login button. So let's say click. So this is okay. So right now I think guys that when I have error in console, so just go to console tab, and this is an error called unexpected identifier. Just click on this index, and now we have the error called okay guys, actually we have forget to add semicolon here. Okay, so just comma here. Okay, so just go to editor and let's add a comma here. Okay, we have actually forget to add. So if we save this file, again go to browser and refresh this page. After refreshing, just scroll down and let's go to network tab, get rid of all these things, let's click on login button. So successfully you can see that we have made a AJAX request by the help of AJAX function. Okay, we have called the admin AJAX URL. Okay, so just click on this admin AJAX, and now you can see that these are the parameters that we are sending. User login as root, okay, user password as root, and custom login as these are the parameters. Okay, why these are parameters actually we are sending? By the help of these name attributes. By the help of name attributes, this is the user login actually what we are getting, and within this username section, this is the value we are passing. Okay, and this is the name of password, and this is the value we are sending. Okay, like root. So now we are going to handle these credentials within these parameters. Okay, so just get rid of all these things, and let's say that if, so just make copy this login test, if just accept this parameter, let's say param equal to each set, and by the help of this request, let's say param. So just make copy of that, and let's say that trim, this is the param that we are accepting. Okay, so if this param has the value called login test, if this login param called the value login test, what we are passing right with our AJAX request. Okay, why actually we have added this? If suppose this is a single AJAX request, so we don't need longer to this section. Okay, but suppose we are using multiple requests in AJAX request, so how could actually we handle this? So by the help of this parameter, we actually read this parameter to this AJAX request. Okay, so just copy this login test, and let's say that if the param should be login test, then we need to handle our sign in functionality within this block. Okay, next thing, we need to collect all those parameters actually we are sending from this form as the serialized way. Okay, so to collect that and to store in an array of all those value, this is the basic code that I have written. Okay, I have defined an array which basically contains 3 keys like user login, user password, and remember. These keys are very important, so please fix or please paste these keys as you can see. Okay, these keys should be same. So user login, user password, and remember these keys I have made within this array, and I have stored user login contains the value of username. Okay, and user password contains the value of user password, what actually password we have actually passing from this current HTML form. So we need to collect all these data within these keys. Okay, after getting all these values into info array, we need to pass this array by using the WordPress function called WP sign on. Okay, so basically what we're going to use, we are going to use WP sign on function to check the user credentials. Okay, so basically we need to pass this array inside this function. Okay, so this is the basic syntax where actually I have passed this information within this WP sign on function. Okay, it contains the value if either we get an array of user authentication that this variable contains the error, otherwise it contains the successful message. Okay, so basically we need to check this variable that this variable has some error or not. If error is not, then status should be 1, otherwise status should be 0. Okay, so this is the code, simple code that I have written behind the scene. Is WP error is a WordPress function, okay, which basically checks the error, and we need to pass this variable within this function. Okay, by passing it contains the value called true or false. Okay, if this variable has some error, it means it will return the true value, otherwise it will return the false value. Okay, after getting the true value, we need to return the status as 0 because we have not logged in successfully. We have some error, we have some wrong credentials or invalid credentials, otherwise it returns false after getting the true sign on or means authenticated user. Okay, so in that condition we need to return as status equal to 1. Okay, so if you go to console or if you go to our login page, so let's save these changes, go to browser again and just reload this page once more. Okay, so just I am going to fill the information called root and root. Just get rid of all these things, click on login button. So this is the AJAX request that we have made. Click on admin AJAX and now status is 0 because we have some error, means either these credentials are not accurate or not with the credentials of any user. So if let's suppose pass the admin and admin, which basically are admin username and the password, if I click on login, then again we are firing a AJAX request, as you can see. Just click on that. So this should return a true value, means we are not getting any error and the successfully user has logged in. Okay, so by checking the user credential of 1, means if you are getting the status equal to 1, in that condition we have to reload the page and set back the user to the login page, or sorry, home page. Okay, so just get rid of all these things. Let's say that var data equal to jQuery dot parse JSON. Okay, because we are getting a JSON object from our response variable. Okay, so just I'm pasting it here. So let's say that if data equal to status, and if the status equal to 1, so let's say status equal to 1, it means status. Okay, if the status equal to 1, it indicates that we have successfully logged in. Okay, so now we need to reload our web page called window.location equal to, and the value should be something called within PHP tag, and let's say that echo site URL. Okay, this is the WordPress function which basically returns the site URL. Else, if you're not getting as a status equal to 1 value, it means we have an error, and let's say that invalid username and password. Okay, so if we save this file, go to browser again, so just I'm copying this URL and open up in incognito window. So just this is incognito window, so just I'm going to paste this URL right here. Okay, so this is the login page, so this is the form that we are getting. Okay, so just inspect that. After inspecting, let's fill some values, and the wrong values actually I am going to fill. Okay, so let's the dummy values. For now this user does not exist anymore in our database. Just I'm clicking on login, go to console again, let me check that, and unexpected string, and the value is should be something called, okay, I think we have an error, and the error is that we actually forgot to add. Okay, so just refresh this page once more, fill dummy values again, and click on login button. So this is the message that we are getting. Why this message? Because this user has not authenticated credentials. Okay, so just I click on OK. So let's fill another credentials called admin and admin. Or login again, and invalid username. Why? Let me check that. And I think this is why, because we are not completing our AJAX request. Okay, so because we are actually accessing this login page as a not authenticated user, so we need to handle this. Okay, so actually how could we handle this? So let's say add action, and we need to add action to make a unauthenticated WordPress page access. So we need to add wp ajax no prev, and this is the action name. We need to include this with this prefix also. Okay, and the same function we need to call in this condition. So let's say login and just separate with comma, and this is the function. Okay, so you need to add these two conditions to complete your AJAX request, because we are checking this page as a non-authenticated user. To handle this type of errors, we need to include wp ajax and also wp ajax no prim. Okay, this is the custom login. Actually this is the action name. Okay, so if we save this file again, click on OK, just refresh this page, and let's pass invalid credentials. So let's say that this is the value actually we are passing. Click on login and invalid username password as expected. Okay, so now let's say that admin again and admin again. So just scroll down, click on login. So just login, and now we have successfully logged into our WordPress setup. Okay, if you go to the administrator panel, so now we are successfully logged into our WordPress panel. This is the flaws actually we are getting in our previous video sessions that we had made. We are not able to actually access the WordPress administrator panel. Okay, so if we click on logout button, then it has actually redirected to this page. Actually we want that the page should be redirected to our custom login page that we have made. To handle this type of thing, guys, actually we need to go to editor and we need to add another action hook called wp logout. Okay, so let's say that add action, and we need to handle our redirected URL of logout. So let's say wp logout and handle this is custom login redirection. Okay, so just copy this function name and let's make another function called function. This is the function name, and let's say wp redirect. Okay, and the URL should be called home URL and /login. This is the page that we have made, and finally exit. Okay, so these are the simple codes that you need to include, that what actually page you want to retrieve after logout. Okay, successfully we add an action hook wp logout. This is the function name that we have made, and after calling this function actually it will redirect to the home URL /login page. Okay, so if you go to browser again, so let's go to again login page. So let's say login. This is the form that we have made. Let's pass admin, just press login, and successfully we have logged in. Okay, just go to administrator panel. We are able to access this panel also. If we click on this logout button, so just click on that and we are now going to access our custom login page again. Okay, let's again test admin login, again logout button, and this is our login page. Okay, so this is the simple code, guys, actually I have made, and we have studied in this video session that how could actually we handle our custom login page with AJAX. Before this video session, guys, actually we had seen about this topic as we have discussed. Just go to browser again, and this is the tutorial called step by step to create WordPress login page. This is the video actually we had seen about the same concept, but actually this video has some flaws. So many more users have commented that there are problems, there are issues in login. So this is the video session, guys, that actually you will get the solution from this video. So these are the simple steps that we have to follow, and the steps are that we need to make the first complete custom page template, assign that template to WordPress page. Next, you need to make a login form of HTML, and also you need to submit your form via AJAX to server. Okay, and one more thing, guys, this is most important, that you need to handle this AJAX request by adding these two parameters. Okay, wp ajax, this is the action name, wp ajax no prev and action name. Okay, and in both these action hooks you need to call the same function actually where we had handled about these things. Okay, and the next thing is that send response to the client about login, and this is the response that actually we are sending, like status. Okay, we are getting this status right here. Actually, we had checked about the status and successfully we have given the message to the client. Okay, and also the next part is that how can we handle our logout URL. Okay, to handle the logout URL we need to add an action hook called WP logout. So these are the simple steps, guys. By the help of these steps we have completed this session that how can we make custom login page in WordPress by the help of AJAX. Okay, so if you have any query in this video session, guys, then please drop your comment. I will give my reply as soon as possible. And also this is not part number 5. Okay, so just get rid of that. So if you have any query, then please drop your comment. So guys, we will meet in the next video session. So thank you for watching. Have a great day.